Shalom everybody and welcome to Rega Be'Ivrit. In this season we are going through the roots and understanding some of the wonderful meaning beyond the holy tongues, meaning roots, meaning the Even Ezra, the Ramban, the Ben Ish Chai, the Even Ezra, and many others as we continue to go parasha by parasha through the entire Torah. We are still in Sefer Bereshit. Before starting, I would like to remind you that if you speak Spanish and several other languages, this program is also subtitles and translated for you in the respective channels. If you speak English, we are welcoming you here today. Now, in our parasha this week, Parashat Vayetze, to go out, we reading about Yaakov, our father, who is going out of Beersheba. Of course, he is seeing the great dream of the ladder, which with these malachim are ascending up and down the ladder. Now, I want us to focus specifically today on that in chapter 28, verse 12, and try to understand it a little bit further. It says there in the text, Vayachalom vehine sulam mutzav arta. I want to stop there. And I want us to focus. Today we're going to look both at the Ramban and we're also going to look at Orach Chaim. At the beginning, there is this word that appeared that to be a conjunction in the text. This word ve'ine, translated in your Bible as the word behold. Now, why is it saying in the text, behold, behold, he dreamed, behold, a ladder was eastward to the top, reach heavenlies to the heavenlies, and behold, angels of God were ascending and descending by it. So we want to look for a moment before even going further on this word hine, and listen to what it says by Orach Chaim on this. It says, what is the reason for the word ve'ine, or behold? He says the following, is that a dream in general, because we are all dreaming dreams, is not always completely accurate. So the fact that there is the word ve'hine before the word sulam, this is again vayachalom ve'hine, the word chalom is to dream, and then there is the word ve'hine. The conjunction of the word vayachalom with the word ve'hine tell us something very important here, according to Orach Chaim, that we need to pay attention to. It says, dreams are not always completely accurate. From dreams are generally, according to the book of Zechariah, chapter 10, verse 2, generally they're false. And furthermore, even when they're meaningful, they will contain, according to Brachot 55a, many straws, meaning they're going to give you a lot of things that are not true and inaccurate. Maybe there's a piece of the dream that is true, but in general, there's going to be a lot of false information in the dreams, because they appear in a vision mid-confused state of the mind during sleep. Okay? For this reason, the verse says, behold, meaning that the matter conveyed through this dream were free of any confusion or figment of meaning, that the matters conveyed through the dreams were free of anything that is imagination. There is nothing in the dream here. And we use this expression, crystal clear. This is a crystal clear, not a dream, but rather a vision. Okay? And he says, rather, everything was revealed and defined clearly to Yaakov, illuminated as if by the light of the day. It was what we call crystal clear vision. It is as I am speaking to you right at this moment. The dream in this verse is telling us that it was not comparable to any other dreams in which one sees something but cannot determine it. This is important. even as he looks at it, exactly what he's seeing. It's very much worthy of interpretation, and the interpretation was very clear to him. We find that the verse is careful to say regarding each and every detail revealed to him in the dream, the word Vehine. You notice here again, Vehine Adonai, Vehine Sulam, Vehine Malachim. We see this word repeat again and again, Vehine, 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 to tell us of the clarity of the dreams, the clarity of the vision. For this language implies an image that is directly before one's eye, seeing with the utmost clarity. Absolutely incredible. So everything here is clear, and we need to understand it. Thus, regarding the vision of the letter itself, Hehine Sulam was set eastward. And then he says on the Malachim, regarding the vision of the angel, Veine Malachim, behold, angel. And upon even seeing God, it says, Veine Adonai. Well, what does it mean? Can one see God? What does it mean? And here the Or HaChaim tells us, no, it's regarding the revelation of Hashem Shekinah. That entire dream, that entire vision is about the revelation of God Shekinah. And it says in the next verse, behold Hashem. Okay? To summarize the intention of this repetition for all of us. The repetition of behold is to clarify that it is not merely a dream, but rather an actual prophecy perceived with the absolute clarity. And we have to approach, brothers and sisters, this entire dream with that clarity. And in this dream, and this clarity, it says, Ve'ine sulam mutzav arza. Wow. It started with the word. It is there, and notice it's ascending upwards, and then it is also ascending downwards. Now, there is a question that asks, where is the letter starting? Well, the letter is starting in Beersheba, and it says here in the text, in the beginning, it's important to see, verse 11, he encountered the place that spent the night there because the sun, it says. And in Hebrew it says, Vayifga ba'makom. Well, what does that mean, Vayifga ba'makom? He encountered the place. The place. Well, what is the place that he is speaking of? You see, the place has another name. And although Rashi gives us a different interpretation, we're going to see the 70 faces of the Torah. How both interpretations meet together. And here it says, the plain sense of the first, that he has encountered a certain inhabited area. Ha-ma-kom. But we always have to look beyond the text, beyond the Peshat to understand it. As we find saying later, near the end of the passage, that it was in an inhabited place. Okay, now Rashi explained to us that the place has a name. The place was called Luz. The city was, and he slept upon the settlement named Luz. Well, we have a problem because Hamakom has another name. Hamakom is called Mount Moriah, and Or HaChaim make this point very clear. He said the sage of blessed memory explain that Yaakov encountered the place. Well, what is the place? The place is called according to the book of Genesis, chapter 22, verse 4, he called Mount Moriah. And here even Chazal himself says, and I quote, Rabbi Elazar said in the name of Rabbi Yossi ben Zimra, the ladder was standing with its feet in Beersheba in an incline, reached all the way to the temple, Bet HaMikdash, according to Genesis Rabbah 69:7. Wait a second. If it is true, and it is in Bet HaMikdash, it is in Mount Moriah, why does Rashi tell us it is in the city called Luz? Somebody must be wrong, right? Well, listen to the summary of Orach Chaim. It says, we know that the Torah was inscribed, and the Torah also was transmitted to us through Moses. And even if we accept that the place is Har Moriah, Mount Moriah, there is no conflict between the sages with our own words. Everybody needs to understand it. It's all depending on the language that you look at that. That it was a city named Luz. As Rashi explained, that Har Moriah, Mount Moriah, has been uprooted and transferred to the place called Luz, to the place where Yaakov stopped for the night. The exposition of the sages actually complements our approach, because that mountain, Mount Moriah, must be a sacred place. If Yaakov exclaimed, this is none other about than God, this is the gate of heavens. Somehow God has taken the mountain and moved the mountain for him. And that is my prayer for all of us today, that when we get to Hamakom, to the place, when we experience God as Yaakov experienced God, we will be there where God moved those mountains for us. This is, friends, our Rega Be'Ivrit for this week. Shalom.